Hey, I'm Tim Black. You tune back into some Ferguson coverage or some Ferguson talk, Darren Wilson talk. I got a clip I want to share with you guys. It's a Fox News clip, Megyn Kelly. Let's run the clip and then talk about it.
Breaking tonight, complete chaos in Ferguson, Missouri.
Sir, were there any African-American witnesses who testified that Michael Brown was coming towards the officer when Brown was shot?
Yes. All the ones that I mentioned specifically were all African Americans. That the one who indicated that he came at him in a full charge, and that as Officer Wilson fired shots at him, Mr. Brown stopped, and Officer Wilson stopped shooting, and as Mr. Brown started charging at him again, those are his words, his testimony, Mr. Wilson started shooting again. And so,
I mean, I guarantee you that soundbite's not going to go everywhere tomorrow.
Yeah, you're correct.
They're not going to play that for the protesters who are saying that this is a racial thing and that this is the fix was in. Okay, but I don't know whether those people know what the actual testimony was, or whether they believe the representations of a guy like Al Sharpton, who just went out there and stoked the fires by giving them misinformation after misinformation, never to be corrected.
Well, how about this? The people who are currently protesting are doing this whole hands up thing, and I believe one of the things that the prosecutor said is there's not really evidence that he had his hands up in the air like he was about to surrender when he was shot. So that's like a whole myth. And he said that so many people who had testified were shown to be lying, absolutely lying. They weren't even there.
And they
hadn't even seen the shooting.
They got caught when
Correct.
The forensic evidence came in after their testimony.
Okay. Rum and Coke. So what they're saying is that Al Sharpton, and Messy Jesse lied. They're saying that they've been fabricating some bullshit, misleading us on some emotional shit about Mike Brown, and that the evidence was never there. Let me go on the record to say this. If I find out that any of these motherfuckers lied or have been lying, I will use my platform to the best of my ability on my little platform to crucify. Yeah, crucify. Not crucify, crucify any motherfucker that I catch lying. All right? That's all I can do. Now, people have come in my comment section. They said, Tim, we love your passion. We love your heart. But, brother, the evidence was just against Mike Brown. The evidence was there for Darren Wilson's innocence. And you got to accept it. Look, dude, in the beginning, all we had was eyewitness. And the eyewitnesses were all consistent. They were all saying the same thing. Hands up. And now you're telling me that that never existed. That his hands, there's no evidence, no credible evidence that his hands were ever up? Is that what you're telling me? Woo! That would be such a travesty. I wish that could be proven. Oh, I wish it could be proven. You don't understand. I think we need to change the guard. I think black folks need a new leader, or new leaders, plural. We need some new women leaders and some new male leaders. I like to throw my hat in the ring. We can talk about more than just rap music and act like we're really saying some shit. Understand? So I have no problems pointing out who I think is wrong and who I think effed up or fucked up. But right now, man, I got to stick to my guns. I do not feel that Darren Wilson's life was at risk at any time with Mike Brown. At least not visibly. What evidence do you have that Mike Brown was a real threat to Officer Wilson outside of that vehicle? If he would have shot Mike Brown in the vehicle, I wouldn't even be up here doing these videos about the shit. I mean, I would, but I would be saying something different. People telling me there's different laws in Missouri. You can chase someone in Missouri. An officer can chase someone in Missouri and fire on them, even if they have no firearm. Weird shit to me. Unnecessary shit. to shoot an 18-year-old kid in the fucking head, but you guys say, hey, well, it was warranted. Mike Brown was running towards the gun, and he shot, and he stopped. And then Mike Brown started running again, and it was saying it was black people who were saying this. But see, if this would have went to court, we'd have been able to see it. Get it? If this would have went to court, we'd have saw those people on the stand, those witnesses, and they would have said it, and it would have came out their mouth. You don't understand the distrust between black folks and law enforcement, or black folks and prosecutors like this guy. They don't believe him. Shit, I'm trying to believe him, but I'm having a hard time believing him. And this wicked witch, Megyn Kelly, I don't believe her ass either. I don't know what to believe, but I know this. A life was lost. I don't feel it was lost necessarily, that it should have been lost. I do not feel that little tiny bump on the back, little tiny bump on poor little Darren. I don't feel like that was enough. But I'm a soldier. He ain't. He a punk bitch. At least that's what it looked like to me. Shit, man, I've been more bruised up playing football. The fuck is this? 6 times? He had to shoot 6 times. Look at this guy. Zimmerman had his ass kicked worse than this and only shot once. All right. All right, guys, that's all I got. I don't want to keep going on and on. We get this video uploaded. You let me know what you think. If I find out that people were lying on the stand, that the witnesses were lying, like Dorian, if I find out you were lying, Dorian, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna dedicate it to your punk ass, and I'm gonna fry your ass. Stop burning up shit in Missouri. I got friends that live in St. Louis. They want their fucking city back. Go home. I'm out.